So let's start at the beginning. This is a 10, the 10 of cups. Cups are emotions. Cups are all the feelings. And this is good times in the family. It looks like you did make some of those changes, Aquarius. It was kind of hard for you. It looks like you haven't finished completing all those changes, but just taking the first step into making those changes has made brought a lot more happiness and fulfillment into your family life. So it could be finding a new job, but it does feel like some money stuff was resolved. So it may be adding another job, or just finding a balance within the family. So whatever wasn't working before in the family dynamics, it feels like you have started now towards the road of it really working for you and for your family. It's much easier. It doesn't feel as challenging for you. But because you've made some of these changes, looks like what crosses you is now it's time to complete your other desires, your other hopes, your other dreams. Some of the things that you wanted to do, say your bucket list when you were a kid, you've already met and mastered most of those challenges. So take a look at where you want to be in the next 10 years. Also, this can stand for kind of looking at things a little delusionally. So make sure that you're looking at all sides honestly, taking into account not only your feelings, but the other people involved and their perspective before a big switch or a big change happens. But it does look like, Aquarius, that you're moving towards completing some negative cycles, moving those out and changing a lot of things that you've been wanting to change in your lifetime. So it looks like you have kind of pulled up your big girl, big boy pants and made those changes, spoke those truths, walked into those fears and really made some changes. But it also looks like some folks in the family dynamics that have been communicating did relieve some pressure off of you so you could think a little clearer and you can make some decisions for you. But it looks like in general, a lot of the dynamics in the family, whether they were positive or negative, have changed. And it looks like the negative have shifted into the better. And some of the ones that felt unresolvable have either melted away or you have found either solace or acceptance about those changes. And you've relinquished some control. It looks like you're flowing a little bit more gently with a little bit more faith in yourself, your skills, and the journey. So even though it's been really difficult for you, Aquarius, to take a look at this, but you've been a lot more honest with yourself versus how you want it to look. So that looks like that has been the shift, really taking a look at how it is and making the changes from an educated point of view and really getting out of your fear and moving past your fear and doing the hard work that you have to do anyway. The devil is above you. It is upside down. It can stand for temptation. But it does feel like it, upside down, it means the opposite, but it feels that you have been tempted and that you have passed that test. This is kind of feeling more along the relationship space. It looks like you were kind of disillusioned for a while in relationship space, but then again, you weren't putting forth the effort or the equal effort that was being asked of you. So it looks like you did embrace some temptations of, I don't know if this is as big as an affair or just changing something or just changing some passive aggressive stuff, but you started looking at things honestly. You've passed this test, and you're moving more into, it feels like an emotional balance. You are much more emotionally balanced and really looking at things, how you can change it, how you can move it out. And that came with the change of desires. It came from either the job change or adding your passion in. So the little change that you made over the couple of last months is now starting to snowball into much more opportunities for change and doing things that you've always wanted to do. This also looks like the Queen of Cups is something in the past position. This can stand for a person. Usually queens are wise beyond their years or over 40. The cups are water signs, so that's Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And this is feeling like a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio woman that is either in your family. You could be in relationship with them if you are a male Aquarius, but there is someone of great importance in a water sign body, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, that looks like some of this resolution was focused around. It looks like you did dodge a bullet if it is your relationship space, but it does look like it was getting very close to having some changes made by you. So it's a good thing you made those changes. It looks like you're in a healing space. And for those of you, in a female body, it could be your sister, it could be your mother, it could be your child. But there has been some resolution with this water person, and it looks like it was on the emotional level. So it looks like you guys are now much more on the same page. It's right next to the resolution card around family. So this can be a partner or spouse or a family member. I'm feeling much more family than work oriented. So it looks like there's some resolution that came, and it came from some hard work, and it came from some really deep conversations and a commitment, a recommitment to the present instead of what you wanted from the past or what you want from the future. It looks like you're really present now. You were able to move some energy, make a commitment to yourself and a commitment to those changes, Aquarius, and that's taken the load off of the other family members, at least the ones that were not pleased with what was happening in the past. So it looks like you have move some of that energy. Congratulations, Aquarius. More change feels like it's coming. Judgment is coming. And it's right along the line of the devil again. So be aware. You may be challenged. It could be, flirting. It could be a new job being presented to you that really isn't what it is, but it feels like a trick, a bit of a trick. So use your best judgment. Connect with the God of your heart before you make any sweeping big changes, right after you've made these changes that are working. So it looks like it's just a test, but judgment in general, it looks like you're really hard on yourself sometimes, and you're really hard on others. And I'm feeling that part of your shift in your awareness is, there's really no nice way to say this, Aquarius, but it looks like it's time to not be the victim in a situation that holds you in that victim space. It doesn't promote growth. It just promotes victimization. So it looks like you've been really looking at things honestly and letting go of the victim place. No blame game, no victim. It is what it is. How do you resolve it? That's the challenge. That's the challenge. It's not who did what. It's how are you going to resolve it, whether you initiated the change or not. But sitting in the victim space really holds you back from your highest creative growth. And it is something that you have created for yourself. No one else is perpetuating that victim space. But it looks like since judgment is right here, right now, that you are honestly taking a look at that and resolving it within your heart and soul. The victim game just does not work, sweet Aquarius. And you have things to do. You have things to do. So don't waste your energy on that victim game. It does not promote growth. It promotes continued failure, and it kind of gets in touch with your internal saboteur. So that is not where you're headed. You're headed for some growth and some change, possibly travel. But it looks like there's one or two more steps to finish this growth. cast off this little bandana right here. See things as they truly are. This is the 8. So this is kind of like just the last bit of effort, something that's holding you back. And it looks like a spiritual agreement that has happened within the family dynamics. And I mean the core family, the nuclear family, your mom, your dad, how things have always been. But that hasn't worked for you, nor has it worked for the legacy of family members that have come after. So it looks like there's a big agreement shifting in the family, the blame game, the how things have been nurtured to be dysfunctional. So it looks like on a whole, as a family, everyone is looking at how to change this game. And it does look like it will be successful. The King of Swords is right here. That can be an exalted person, most likely male, or a very powerful woman. Swords are air signs. That is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And this can be for you as well, Aquarius, that you have decided to take the high road and step out of this kind of dysfunctional legacy crap that's been following your family around for generations. And it looks like you are taking the step into wellness and not playing the game, because it really doesn't benefit. But it also looks like you are having some awareness and some help from other family members that have seen that the shift needs to happen. So let's start at the foundation here. Page of Wands. Pages can be messages. They can be children. And Wands is usually actions. If it is a message, it's an important message. It can be an important message around work, around action, around movement. It can indicate international travel as well. So that may be the foundation to making a lot of these changes, is that you'd like to see the world, or you'd like to do things differently, or make more money so you can travel. So part of the shift is happening because of the willingness and the desire to do things a little differently, and the willingness to see the world. It also can stand for children. I'm feeling some children will be affected. This child here, this is a child I feel. This is Cups. This is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This is a water. And this is Wands, this is fire, this is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So these positive changes in the family dynamics definitely affect the outcome for the children. And it feels like it's a positive, important change for them. You're breaking the legacy. You're breaking the silence of dysfunction and really creating a wonderful platform and permission to give the future generations and the children in the family permission to speak their truth, permission to do things differently than it's always been done. And by leading from example, these children or young folks in the family can see by your positive growth will affect them. It will affect them in a positive way. So I'm feeling some messages are coming through, things that need to be talked about, some emotional things. Cups, Page of Cups can stand for messages of love. So these can be also an engagement, a wedding, something like that. Can be taking an emotional risk as well. So pay attention to the messages that come through, either from your loved ones or from your heart desire. Could be someone from the past that you loved. And it's right along the line of the tests. So it may be a prior love that is trying to upset the apple cart of the things that you have already in place. Remember, it's just a test. But there are some messages coming up. There are some changes coming up. And I do feel that some are good news. Some are related to love, and some will affect you and the family as a whole, which will change the whole course of the legacy for the kids. So the 10, and 10s are completions. You have 2 completions here. So you've been working very diligently on making those changes. You haven't been able to see the benefits of the rewards of all your hard work until just recently. So there are some changes that you're kind of holding on to tightly. It's probably one of the victim stuff and the judgment stuff. That's just the last piece. So let that go and the rest will follow. So it's that free your mind and the rest will follow kind of thing. But really releasing, taking a look at all this stuff, but some action has to happen. It can't just happen in your head. You have to start the ball rolling to receive the benefits, the rest of the benefits of the good stuff. But it looks like some pretty heavy duty, negative legacy things you have changed in your generation. Congratulations, Aquarius. That's a really, really big step. But looking at things honestly, making the changes and making those changes in your behavior, your thought patterns, and really taking it from your head and manifesting it into the real world. It looks like you've gotten some validation on that recently, so keep going. The Hangman is here. That is looking at life completely different. It's the same life, but you have embraced those changes, incorporated some of those changes into your life, and probably opened your door for new people to come into it, whether it's on the love space, whether it's new friends, a new job. But because you have switched your perspective on life, you allow yourself to open your heart, open your mind, and your body to new things that you never thought were possible. So pay attention. New things are on the horizon. I am feeling some international travel. I don't see it right this second, but it looks like with all these changes you've made, you've decided to embrace some of your passions. And one of your passions is traveling, it feels like. So if you've always wanted to go to Italy, Aquarius, you've always wanted to go to Paris, whatever you wanted to do, start saving for the future, because the changes that you have made, you've stepped out of some of the sadness and some of the I'm not good enough stuff and kind of blown the lid off that. So now you're able and willing, and the manifestation stage is right in front of you. So step through those fears, start making those changes and manifesting for your future. This is what's on the other side is the 5. You've had to let go of some theories, some beliefs, maybe some moral things that used to work for you that no longer work. You've had to really investigate what works for you. You are a different person, even from where you were last year. So your ideology, your morals, your passions, everything else must shift along with you. So it's like you're saying goodbye to some old friends that aren't working for you anymore. And that can be physically saying goodbye to friends that no longer work for you. But for the most part, these feel like concepts. These feel like daily things that you've done. These could be the living in your head a little bit too much, Aquarius. You have made a shift into motion. You've made a shift into your ideology changing. And faith of the journey and faith in yourself has risen tenfold. So good job, Aquarius. Now I'd like to take some of these past life cards. I'm using the past life cards by Doreen Virtue this month for a little bit more clarity. All right. Got 2 that just jumped out. Okay, finances and figure authorities. Authority figures. Little dyslexic moment. Finances are quite obviously what's going on. You're redoing your finances. You're looking at them honestly. You're changing things if you're not making enough money, putting things out, putting new feelers out, and changing the way you either make money by getting a new job, improving the way that you have currently done it by getting more skills, or for those of you folks that are retired and bored, maybe just creating something that adds a little bit more finances and gets you out of the house. Authority figures, you're learning to live with them. I know Aquarius kind of fights authority, but sometimes it's not so good to always fight authority. Some authority figures protect you and work for you and make things a little easier. You don't have to be the boss. So if your status has changed at work, give it a chance to see, you know, maybe someone gave you authority or took some authority away from you. That's okay. It might have, if they took some authority away from you, it may lighten your load. So just see how it goes. But it does look like your finances will improve a little bit. I know I've been getting some negative comments from Aquarius and Leo about when is this money stuff going to change. But, you know, you got to do a little effort. You can't just sit in, you know, your bedroom and wish it to come to you. You've got to take that first step into your greatness so the rest can follow.